What's up, y'all? Dive in with me today. We're going to talk a little bit about how 2023 season went. We're going to run over to my little bow shop, which is just on the other side of the house. I'm going to show you what arrows and the arrow build that I have for the 2024 TAC and 3D Archer season. But first, I wanted to get in a little bit on the 2023 season, and then I'll kind of dive into what we have planned for the 2024 season and the 2025 season. Yes, I said 2025 season. I wanted to jump in on the 2023 and talk a little bit how it went. It did not go as planned. I had a couple of bucks that I had targeted the year before and just could not get on them. One of my target bucks, my big 10 point that I was chasing, he ended up getting killed about a mile away on the river. I did a lot of hunting on the river on a lot of public land. For those of you who don't know, I have about 100-acre private land that a gentleman has been very, very nice enough to let me hunt, and that's where the 10 point was at. Got him on camera once while I was at a wedding on October 14th in daylight, and then I believe he came back like 2 or 3 days later in daylight again. Just wasn't there, wrong place, wrong time. I was hunting a deer that I had found on public land for quite some time. I found some scrapes of his, never got any trail camera pictures of him. I never ran any trail cameras at this place. This is the first year that I had hunted it. It's about a 500-acre piece of public land, and this particular spot that I'm hunting is boat access only, and there's not a lot of people that go there. November 26th was a day that's going to haunt me probably for the rest of my hunting career. I pulled an amateur move. I just, not having enough experience on a frontal shot, not having enough experience with a big mature whitetail. I've been bow hunting for, I would say 20 years now. I killed my first deer when I was 10 with a bow. I got very lucky. Another story for another day. November 26th, the rut was full-fledged. I watched 2 bucks grunt and chase a doe around for a good hour at about 10 o'clock. Very, very cold. I'm sitting in my saddle and finally get some action, those 2 bucks coming and running around, chasing this doe around. And they were about 100 yards out, so I'm, have my binos up and I'm glassing them. And I've always had this sixth sense about me when I'm deer hunting, especially when I'm bow hunting. Diehard fan, anyways. I digress. I always had this sixth sense about me where I kind of I can feel it, where they're coming from. I don't know, a lot of bow hunters out there, or hunters in general, can probably tell you the same exact thing. But I tend to look over my shoulder and down the scrape line that I was hunting. I see this deer walking through. I've seen it, kind of the butt end of it, and he's throwing his head around, and all I've seen is tines at this point. And I'm like, okay, so I have enough time. I grab my bow, and he's coming in perfectly, coming right down the trail. And it's crazy because a lot of guys will tell you big mature whitetails will not, they're gonna smell you where you walked in and whatnot. I walked down the scrape line. It was kind of like my only access. I'm hunting in a really, really swampy bottom and not very good access at all. That's the route that I took, and he never smelled me. My wind was in my favor at the time. And then he rounds at the corner around this big tall oak tree, and I just remember this just magical feeling, a lot of bow hunters can understand what I'm talking about. I'm 20 yards from a 150-inch class mature whitetail, and he's, coming in on a string, and it's just this magical moment. It's 11 o'clock, which is, not a lot of people realize that a lot of these big deer don't move until midday. And I had this just overwhelming feeling. I was like, this is what all the effort that I put into this past season, all the shooting that I've done, the preparation, the 3D shoots that I've been going to, the prep work, I work out seriously. I'm about a mile into the woods here from the boat, and I've just put all this work into it, and it come down to this one moment. And I get drawn back. He's at about 20 yards behind a tree, and I get drawn back, and he's steadily coming to me. And he stops at about 15 yards. And then it's kind of like this haunting moment, and I realize why. The wind shifts, and I can feel it just blowing straight to him, and I'm like, this is not good. This is not good. So he stops, and he has no idea that I'm there, but he knows something's not right. He kind of, bobs his head around a little bit, and he takes a step back, and I'm starting to get really, really antsy, and I'm at full draw. This is about 15, 20 seconds in at full draw, and he's just standing there, and I have no idea what to do. I'm like, I can't let down or he's going to see me. I'm steadily holding back, and I'm at about a minute draw now. And it's a shame that I'm sponsored by a camera arm company at Hunt 3D, and I had forgot my fluid head that goes on the camera arm. So I didn't get any of this on film, which is unbelievable. Tyler, he wasn't too impressed. He was like, man, this is not good. And I'm like, yeah, I understand that, but it's just crazy how it all happened. That's just how things happen. But I'm at about a minute draw. I'm at full draw at about a minute now, and he's taken about 3 steps back at this point. And I'm like, he's gonna bolt any minute. So I was shooting at about a 600 grain arrow. I'm shooting a very, very heavy arrow at this point, which I have been tinkering around with a lot. Matter of fact, this is the arrow here. I did not get much penetration. My arrow, carbon to carbon, I believe is like 27 inches maybe. I don't know, I'll have to measure that. We're fixing to jump over to the archery room, so we'll figure that out here in just a minute. I shot him at frontal. I'm about 24 feet in the air. And I could hear it. It cracked. And he ran off like nothing had happened. I thought that I had smoked him. I thought that I got a ton of penetration. And I didn't. And at the time, I was extremely pumped. I was extremely excited. I just shot the biggest deer of my life, and I just shot the biggest deer of my life with a bow at 15 yards, and I'm like, I'm waiting for this deer to crash. And I'm like, I have that hesitation though, where I'm like, but did I get it done? Did I, put all this work into it, and did I just screw it up, or did I just get it done? I let about an hour go by. I called my wife, and she's freaking out. She's like, I'm coming to the boat ramp. Come pick me up. We'll go find this deer. And I get down, and I have no blood anywhere. And long story short, we never found the deer. I went back in about 3 weeks later. I brought dogs in the next day, tracked him for about 300 yards. I did end up finding the arrow at about 180 yards away. Very, very minimal blood. I went in about 3 weeks later, come up the same scrape line trail, and he was bedded up with a doe and didn't act hurt. And I stopped to take a leak, and he was bedded about 10 yards from me with a doe. The doe jumped up. He'd have never got up if she wouldn't have jumped up. But glad to know that he's still alive. I'm going to hunt him in 2024. I know kind of where his core area is. Super excited about it. I'm going to get some cameras down there mid-season and try to get eyes on him, try to, get him figured out. And I may not be able to. I may not, be able to do that. We just had a ton of snow come through, which is very rare in North Mississippi, West Tennessee. And, I'm hoping that he made it through that. I have no idea if he did or not, but we're going to find out. 2024 season, I am going to try to plan and get an out-of-state hunt, probably somewhere up north, Midwest, hopefully. I'm going to chase the deer on the public land that I, chased and shot last year. Hopefully I can get eyes on him. And we're just going to grind it out. We're going to grind harder this year. We're going to put in more work. We're going to shoot more. We're going to keep the bow tuned up. We're going to, get some more miles in. I've started running a lot. I'm actually going to start doing maybe some Spartan races, jumping into more of the calisthenics type workouts, because I am preparing to start buying preference points and start entering draws, because I really want to chase high country mule deer. I have no experience doing that, but that is what we have planned for the 2025 up and coming season. I wanted to do it this year, just don't really have enough time to plan on that. So I'm going to start planning my 2025 now. Been accumulating some gear for that, and hopefully we can get drawn 2025. If not, we'll just be racking up points from there on out. But thanks for listening. Hit the like, hit the subscribe if you like the video. Fixing to grab y'all, and we're going to jump over here to the archery room, and we're going to take a look at some arrows. All right, y'all, in the bow room now. We're going to run through some things. Shout out to Deer Crossing Archery. That's who sponsored me this year on arrows. I love running their arrows. I ran them last year and was very impressed with them. I like their arrows. They have all kind of stuff on their website. They got some awesome gear. They got some awesome arrows. Y'all check them out. For this year, for the TAC and 3D archery, I'm always going to run your Hunter series arrow. Got them shipped in. I did get a dozen. .006, 300 spine. I'm shooting like 75 pounds. Rude gather. Sorry, my dog is driving me nuts over here. Anyways, I am running Ethnics Archery arrow wraps this year. This is the first time I'm running arrow wraps. I wanted to do something kind of crazy. I messed up and got the 4mm wraps, I believe. I'm not sure. But anyways, don't go all the way around. That's okay. We're going to run a fletching right there on that one. I am doing the boning glue, and I'm running these Blazers. It is the Boning Blazer 2-inch vein, bright yellow, for you guys running the Arizona Easies. I don't know if you've ever seen one this old. I'm not even sure if this is an Arizona Easy or not, but we're going to throw some fletchings on here. We're going to let these guys set up. We're going to do a little weighing. I squared them all off. I got this squaring tool off of Amazon. It's a pretty cool little deal. Looks like somebody 3D printed it, and they did a pretty good job at it. It's kind of got this little sandpaper thing right here. You'll want to set it on here, and it's got these little bearings, and you just rub it back and forth. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. I did it this way. Do it left-handed. But basically, you're just rubbing it back and forth to square that tip off. I'm not just super anal about my TAC arrows, because some of them will get destroyed. I think I have 3 left from TAC last year. Yeah, 3 left from TAC last year. I shot a lot of them on their practice range, and just kind of did a lot of the novelty shots, and I destroyed a lot of arrows. But dive in. Let's throw some fletchings on these. Let's weigh some. And got a new sight tape on the Spot Hog this year. Wanted to build the arrows before I threw the sight tape on there to get it all sighted in and get everything dialed in and whatnot. And we'll kind of go through that on our next video. But y'all jump in. Let's throw some vanes on these. Throw some check out the weight, and yeah. Always throw gloves on. Have had a couple of fletchings peel off on me. Seems like when I wear gloves, then my little grubby little greasy fingers don't get caught up on there and do anything, put any smudges on there or anything like that. So let's dive in, man. Let's throw some fletchings on these arrows. Let's get the year started right. Let's get some fresh arrows, some fresh carbon. Throw some fletchings on here. Get them downrange. Where's my dad's been using this Fletcher hardly ever since I was a kid. He had a bow shop when I was a kid. And that's kind of how I got into archery. As my dad, had the bow shop. He was a diehard bow hunter, just kind of anti-gun hunter. Not anti-gun, but anti-gun hunter. And he took the gun a little bit, but I mean, he was mostly a good bow hunter. Slide that over. We'll let that sit for a couple of minutes. While we let that sit, we're gonna throw some cheap light inserts into there. Like I said, it's not like I'm shooting for money or any kind of big prizes or anything. Last year I really tried to narrow down to shoot for the truck at TAC. Just couldn't get it there, just couldn't get any arrows in there. My setup wasn't really good for long range. Gonna throw these in. We're gonna get some weight on these arrows, see how much these arrows weigh. Of course, I'll do a little different weight arrow and a little different shaft from Deer Crossing Archery for my hunting setup this year. And as far as this 3D season, we're gonna do something light. We're gonna do something pretty colorful, pretty crazy, and who knows, might go with some color scheme on my hunt arrow. Y'all stay tuned. We're gonna run through these arrows and look up on the weight here in just a minute. All right, y'all. I'm not gonna let y'all go all the way through, all 12 arrows. I feel like it turned out pretty well. That green or that yellow on the blue, I think, looks pretty nice with the orange knock. It's gonna be pretty easy to see flying down through some of those hard to reach targets. If you've been to a TAC event, they can be pretty tough, man. Some of the shots are very technical. Very, very fun event. If you don't know what TAC is, it's Total Archer Challenge. 25 targets over a course of several miles. Lots of heavy terrain. They're all over the country. It's pretty cool. Check them out. Facebook, Instagram, website. They've released some dates on some of the ones that they're coming up with. We're trying to make it to the Tennessee one, but that's what we're building these for. And, of course, my local 3D shoot that we have. That's fun as well. If you want to know more info about that, if you are in the southeast area, especially North Mississippi, West Tennessee, eastern Arkansas, it's a pretty fun shoot. Pretty cool. Let's break out the scale. Let's see how much these bad boys weigh. Let's check those out. How do I get this open? Oh gosh. There we go. All right. Cool. So we got on, can y'all see that very well? All right, yeah, there we go. And we are in grains. All right, so that's 86 grains. So we're back at 0. Just your standard insert, blazer vanes, boning blazer vanes, 3 Fletch with the Ethnics arrow wraps, Deer Crossing Archery. 300s, 006, let's see what we got. Holy cow, we're running extremely light here. We're running at 282. Don't know if you guys can see that or not. Let's get that down there. I'm about to drop you guys. 282. Extremely light. That's what we want because we're doing gonna try to do the prime course this year. Very long technical shots. And yeah, let's check out this other one. Let's see if we're in the same ball game here. Oh, I did tell you we were going to check out, yeah, 282, man. We're consistent. I'm not sure all of them are going to be 282. We're going to be in that range. But let's check out. Let me grab my tape measure. Y'all give me a second. Carbon to carbon. Let's see, let's turn this off. Put this arrow up. I will weigh every individual arrow just to see how consistent we are. Carbon to carbon. I believe I told you guys, I think it's like 26 inches. We are at 27 1/4 on the dot. I am carpenter by trade and trim carpenter at that. And we're on the dot of 27 1/4. That's all I got for you tonight, guys. I'm going to finish these arrows up and go in, probably watch a little Chris B, Cameron Haynes, Dan Staten. But yeah, I look up to those guys. Great guys. Love their content. I hope you guys like my content. If you do, like, subscribe. It's nothing professional. You know, I'm an amateur videoer. I just like doing this stuff. I love archery, and I just wanted to bring you guys along the journey and just document it as I go. Appreciate y'all watching. We'll see you.